Welcome to the Kuhner Report, my friends. Good morning, Boston. 6:05 here on AM 680 WRKO, and now on 93.7 HD2. 617-266-6868 is the number. You can also text us at 680-680. Jam-packed show today. You don't want to miss a second. Trust me when I tell you this. A lot to talk about. Market basket. I have never seen anything like this in my life. And I gotta tell you, just when you think things are going wrong in this country, just when you think the American spirit is down, just when you think that there's mass complacency and apathy, that people just don't care anymore about what's happening in their lives, in their workplaces, in their communities, to their country, you see a story like this, and you see that the spirit of America, the spirit of pride in your work, in your company, in your workplace, in your community, in your neighborhood, is alive and well. I can't remember any time in my life, and I've been in numerous workplaces, where I have seen people take the kind of courageous stand that the workers and management, most management, not all management, but most management of Market Basket have taken over the last couple of days. It is to me heartwarming. It is to me an incredible story. It is to me the essence of what is the best in the United States of America. To quickly recap the story for those of you that are not aware, and we have a lot of national listeners, so I'll just forgive me if I seem a little bit too simplistic in sort of laying this out, but I need to, because we have people who listen from all across the country. Market Basket is a very popular family-owned supermarket chain here in Massachusetts. You see them everywhere. They're not a big national chain, but they're here. They're very big in Massachusetts, and they're very popular. And what in particular, Market Basket serves predominantly, not solely, but predominantly lower middle class, working class, and lower income neighborhoods. It is a family-owned business. It is owned by the Dumoulis family. The CEO used to be Arthur T. Dumoulis. He has been in a long-standing feud with his cousin, Arthur S. Dumoulis. So they go RDT, RDS. RDT is almost the 21st century or late 20th century version of Henry Ford. He inherited this ethic from his father, that you're in the people business first and in the grocery business second. That if you produce a good product and you are loyal to your workers and you treat your workers well and your customers well, then the profit comes from the good quality product and the way you treat your customers and your workers. And it's classic American entrepreneurship. It used to be called, it's old style American capitalism, which is very different from the vulture capitalism we've seen in this country now for the last 30 years. And that is in essence the conflict between RDT and RDS. RDT Dumoulis, who was recently ousted by the board, controlled by his petty, feuding cousin, Arthur S. Dumoulis. RDT you can see him at market baskets all over the place. He shook workers' hands. He shook customers' hands. He bought a lot of the products with cash. He owned most of the real estate. He did not believe in amassing big debt. In fact, he believed in no debt. And so his principle of running a good business was you buy, let's say, produce or fruits, vegetables, whatever it is, meats, and then you buy it cash up front. You don't leverage the company, and you don't have a huge markup. In fact, you make profit on volume, not on markup. And that's why, I'll give you a recent example. Before the strike, at Market Basket, you can get 2 beautiful pineapples, delicious pineapples, for $5. I mean, I don't want to list to you everything, but the prices are cheaper. The quality is superb. The fruits and vegetables really clean. The meat's clean. You can get phenomenal salmon, beef, pork chops, chicken, much cheaper than the other bigger supermarket chains like Shaw's, like Stop and Shop. You can run down the whole list. So what they have managed to do is have a family-owned business that produces or sells very good food with very high quality and cleanliness at a much cheaper price. It is so popular that even though they have 30 plus aisles, many of them have 37 aisles, 30, 35 aisles, it's always packed. Whenever you go to a Market Basket, it's full. It's jam-packed. Except maybe at 7 in the morning. That's it. But outside of that, you go at 9, you go at noon, you go at 3, you go at 7 in the evening, it's packed. And the reason why it's packed is because they service the community with great quality at a low price. And a major reason for this is because of RDT's business model, his management style, his commitment to serving workers and customers. Many workers have a profit-sharing agreement. Many workers get bonuses if they work hard and produce more. They're well paid. They're well respected. They get good benefits. And so when RDT Demoulas was ousted by his cousin, RDS, Arthur S. Demoulas, spontaneously on their own, Market Basket employees all across Massachusetts began to go on strike. Management went on strike. The workers went on strike. Baggers went on strike. Cashiers went on strike. Drivers went on strike. The truck drivers, everybody went on strike. And they amassed at the headquarters in Tewksbury, where literally thousands of them showed up, risking their jobs, risking their benefits, risking their careers to stand in solidarity with RDT. And the reason, my friends, is obvious. Arthur S. Demoulas has made it known very clearly he wants to take Market Basket in a different direction. He wants to basically leverage the company. He wants to plunder the company. He wants to rack up debt and basically pick it clean. That's what he wants to do. He wants to maximize as much money as he can from it now by basically putting the thing in debt. Just leveraging it to the hilt. Borrow, 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 and then God knows either sell it off or who knows what he's going to do with it. In other words, turn it into another typical mass supermarket chain store. And the workers know it's going to be a very different Market Basket. And so now, something I've never seen in my life, I wish this was done at the Washington Times, but let that go. The workers, the employees have risen up in defense of a heroic, courageous, caring, compassionate, successful CEO. And for this, already 8 senior management officials were fired by the new management because they said they helped orchestrate an illegal strike. They are now threatening to fire many more. Today, the new co-CEOs have called on the store's employees to return to their jobs and focus on their customers. As they put it, it's time to move on. No, it isn't. I stand with the employees and the workers of Market Basket. I stand with their boycott. I will not shop at Market Basket unless RDT is returned. And my question to you, Boston, is this. Are you participating in the boycott of Market Basket? Do you back the workers and the employees? Is it time to bring RDT back as CEO? Where do you stand, Boston? 617-266-6868 is the number. Brittany, let's go to Rush Limbaugh. 620 here on the great WRKO. Jeff Kuhner stands with the protesters and the workers and employees at Market Basket. Bring RDT back. Where do you stand, Boston? 617-266-6868. Michael, you're up next. Thanks for holding and welcome.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing well. I was on vacation last week, and, I wasn't able to listen to the show, and boy, I missed it. I couldn't wait to get back to it. Also, I have friends that work for Market Basket, and they're saying one of the things they're fighting for is that their bonuses are in jeopardy. Because they get, I believe, between 2 and 4 bonuses a year, varying on how the company does. And those are one of the things the new management wants to wipe out. And also that the company wants to borrow, from what I hear, between $2 and $4 billion with the B.
That's right.
Dollars, so just to put in their pocket.
That's right. They want to look. Arthur S. Demoulas and his gang are a bunch of vulture capitalists, and they want to essentially plunder the company. So they want to borrow $2 to $4 billion. That's exactly what billions of dollars. Pocket it, whatever they want to do with it, basically drive the company into bankruptcy, which is not what the father wanted, the old man who started the business. It's not what RDT wants. And of course, what's going to happen? There's going to be less bonuses for the workers, less profit sharing for the workers, less benefits for the workers. They get, by the way, people don't know this, employees at Market Basket are treated very well. They have very good pay. The Teamsters tried to infiltrate the rally yesterday, and every single one of the people out there at Market Basket said, "Get lost. We don't need a union."
That's what I was hearing from my friend. We don't want to be union. And as far as I'm concerned, they're as powerful as any union there is out there right now.
I mean, Michael, and thank you for that call, Michael. Look, RDT is he's a modern day Henry Ford. It was Henry Ford. This was the genius of American capitalism. You pay your workers well, a good living wage. You treat them with respect and dignity. You give them the benefits that they need to take care of their family. And then you provide a good product that the customers want at a cheap, affordable price. And Henry Ford was the one who said it, we'll make profit not in markup, in other words, don't on one car. We will make it in millions of cars through volume. That's Market Basket in a nutshell. They make a little profit on every product, but they keep making money because the stores are full. And I have to say this, okay? There are very few companies that I think you can say about about Market Basket that you can't. There are very few companies you can say this that you can say now about Market Basket. Market Basket truly serves the neighborhood and the community. And what do I mean by that? I can't tell you how many comment sections that I've been reading over the last couple days where people say because they're in many low-income areas or working-class areas, Market Basket, by providing food at such a reasonable, cheap price with such good quality and cleanliness, is one of the best anti-poverty programs out there. It helps the poor even more than government assistance or food stamps because it gives people good food at a reasonable, cheap price. You start leveraging this company to the hilt. You start borrowing left, right, and center. You start bringing in these greedy vulture capitalists. Prices are going to go up. Wages are going to go down. Benefits are going to go down. Who's going to get shafted? The workers, the managers, the employees, and ultimately you, the customer. That's why everybody wants RDT back. RDT knows what built this company, and these idiots at the board are going to wreck it. 617-266-6868 is the number. We're now... Do we have... Oh, okay. Sally, you're up next. Thanks for holding. Welcome.
Hi, Jeff. My husband is a 30-year employee of Market Basket, and he's out on the picket line today. He had my daughters with him yesterday. They really are afraid of what's going to happen if the other side takes over. And they've already shown their cards by selling off. RDT had millions of dollars set aside to open more stores and employ more people. And they've already taken that and dispersed it between the shareholders. So there's no doubt that that's what they have in mind, is just to line their own pockets. And they don't care about the employees.
Sally, you're doing the right thing. You're taking a stand, and I want you really have to know this. It's not just the employees you have behind you. It's not even just the customers. You have Massachusetts behind you. You have Kuhner country behind you. And we're going to fight this every step of the way, Sally. And we're not going to give up until RDT is restored back as CEO and you continue Market Basket the way it was before. Because Sally, how long has your husband worked? 30 years, right? Sally, yes. I got to tell you, you go to Market Basket, you see their names, whatever it is, John, whatever, at 28 years. Jenny, 24 years. Timothy, 32 years. Sandra, 21 years. Everybody there has been a long-time employee because Market Basket treated its employees well, and the employees love Market Basket.
Yeah, and they work hard. Believe me, my husband's never had a weekend off in his life.
I know.
The only time he has a Saturday off is when he's on vacation. So he earns his money, but at least they recognize that, and they, and they do reimburse him for that, it's one of the few places where, with a high school education, you can make a living wage for your family in Massachusetts.
I know. Sally, look, I know it's very hard. My dad used to go on strikes. He was a working man himself. It puts a lot of strain, a lot of stress on the family. Please pray, be strong, but know that you have hundreds of thousands of people, millions behind you. We stand behind you, Sally. And eventually, God willing, we will triumph.
Thank you.
Take care, Sally. Give my best to your husband. 617-266-6868 is the number. You want to see what kind of a guy Marty T is? Okay, RDT. Arthur T. DeMoulis. Here, I'll give you just one story. I can give you many stories, okay? Not only were they giving scholarships to some of the kids of their employees, not only does he give bonuses several times a year, not only do they have a great profit-sharing arrangement with the workers, he found out that one of his store supervisors, the daughter, got into a very serious car accident. She was rushed to the hospital. Now, how many bosses do this? The moment he found out that poor little girl was in the hospital, who's at the hospital in the waiting room? RDT. Who was there every step of the way saying, if you're not happy with the care, she got a severe traumatic brain injury. She had to have a brain operation. RDT said, if the insurance won't cover it, I will. I will take care of this operation completely. That's the kind of guy RDT was. I can give you story after story after story. The stuff that he's done for the employees at Market Basket. Ask the employees at Market Basket. I don't know how many times I've met the CEO of my company, but at Market Basket, have you seen RDT? Oh, yeah, we always see Artie. He's shaking hands. He's asking, how's work? How are things? What's going on? He's on the front lines. He cares. It's a hands-on business. And you want to hand that over to those greedy vulture capitalists at the board? Those shysters on the board? No way. Sue, you're up next. Thanks for holding. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Sue.
Look, I want to tell you that I knew the DeMoulises from Lowell. I'm going to be 84 years old, and I knew the two brothers, Mike and George, and I knew the sister and the father. And I can tell you they were very, very hard workers there. And they treated everybody in Lowell that you'd go to their market has old family friends. So I wanted to tell you, all this happened when they went to court, and one of the brothers wants, $500,000 from the other brother. And after that, their children took over, and everything started to go downhill, I think. But I'll tell you, the grandfather, the sister, the daughter, and the two brothers, Mike and George, worked very, very hard to build this up.
Okay, thank you for that call, Sue. I get the sense that if the old man was around, that he would be backing RDT to the hilt. 617-266-6868 is the number. Do you back the boycott of Market Basket? Do you stand with the workers and employees at Market Basket protesting the ouster of RDT Demoulas? What do you say, Boston? 617-266-6868. More with your calls next. 6:37 here on the great WRKO. Jeff Kuhner, Boston's bulldozer. Do you stand with the workers at Market Basket? Are you participating in the boycott? I stand with them. Where do you stand, Kuhner Country? 617-266-6868. Joining us now is an employee of Market Basket, Mark Splain. He has been working there since 1988. Mr. Splain, thank you so much for coming on the Kuhner Report. I appreciate it.
Hey, Mr. Kuhner, you're very welcome. How you doing?
Please call me Jeff.
Jeff.
Nobody except my accountant calls me Mr. Kuhner. And the way he hoses me down, he should be calling me Lord Kuhner, but let that go. So you've been working there since 1988. Obviously, you've been a very long time loyal employee. Mark, tell us, what is the strike all about?
The strike is about our disappointment that Arthur T. DeMoulas has been fired from his rightful position. He was a wonderful CEO. During his tenure, we grew by leaps and bounds. Stores were opened. Now, I'll tell you, each store, from groundbreaking to a grand opening, is, millions of dollars in expenditure. He did this on a cash basis without incurring debt. He's a very savvy businessman. And basically, his removal has set the tone for our protest. The long-standing family feud is more than about money. The Mullis family has been very vindictive towards each other over the past 20, 30 years. His cousin Arthur S., and as I like to say, S stands for snake, T stands for truth, once actually worked for the company. Telemachus, also known as Mike, Arthur T's father, took Arthur S. under his wing, and he wanted this kid to basically be in charge of the produce department. Apparently didn't work out. As word has it, he was rather lazy, did not really appreciate his workers, and he had no respect for the people, who he answered to. Mike basically kicked him out, and we see this as a very vindictive attempt on his part to take over the company and perhaps even sell it off.
Now, Mark, I have to ask you this. I mean, just before I get into what you think Arthur S. DeMoulas will do now that he appears to at least temporarily have control of the company, give people a sense of what it's like to work at Market Basket. Why so many of these workers are willing to risk their jobs, their benefits, their careers, their incomes, their livelihoods to come out there and protest on behalf of RDT.
All right. Arthur T's father, Telemachus, set the tone years ago. And Arthur T has taken this up, and his philosophy is this. We are in the people business first. We just happen to sell groceries. And this extends to his employees as well as his customers. We have a wonderful, wonderful package in terms of health care, profit sharing, and salaries and bonuses. He goes out of his way to make sure the well taken care of. We really get taken better care of than we would if we had been in a union. And Arthur S. has stated publicly that, one, our prices are too low. Two, we as employees are too well compensated. Now, years ago...
Mark, hold on. I don't want to... Arthur S. has publicly said that your prices at Market Basket are too low and you, the workers, are too well compensated.
That is correct.
Tell me, by the way, does RDT, did he make money for Market Basket?
Both men are fabulously wealthy, sir. I mean, both men have, more cash than they actually need. Arthur S., by virtue of his last name, makes $50 million a year. He gets paid more than Big Papi for doing nothing. He's not hurting, believe me, and neither is Arthur T. But he'd rather take care of his people because those under him make the company grow.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, his father, Telemachus, also known as Mike, used to have a little practice. If there was a young man coming up, perhaps a manager of a department, kids, wife, couldn't get a mortgage, young man, come with me. He would co-sign the mortgage.
Really?
This is not unusual. This philosophy is what we're all about, taking care of each other. It sounds crazy, but that's how, they act towards those who are loyal to them. And that's why we are loyal to them.
And now, Mark, I've heard that the atmosphere, before all of this, when RDT was running the show, that the work atmosphere was just phenomenal. I mean, I know everybody works very hard. I've heard that. But people are happy. People are productive. People like going to work. They're proud of working at Market Basket. Is that true?
Absolutely. I can say where I work, the atmosphere hasn't changed too much. I mean, we still take care of the customers. We know them on a first-name basis. It's just like RDT knows many of our management on a first-name basis, their families and their kids' names. We know our customers by name, and that's part of the fun. It really is. But I'll tell you, some guys in middle management, they're worried. I mean, they really are, and yet we're putting our necks out on the line for RDT because he's done so for us. A little story. A couple years ago, a manager's daughter was in a horrible accident. She had a very traumatic brain injury. She was airlifted to a hospital in Rhode Island, and make a long story short, Arthur T. got a hold of this guy in the middle of the night, and he asked the man, this manager, is this hospital capable of taking care of your daughter's injury? And then he asked the man, do we have to move her? Do we have to move her? Jeff, we are Market Basket. That's how we are with each other, from top on down.
Now, Mark, what are your... Obviously, you're anticipating my next question, but so the workers, the employees, what are you concerned about? What is your biggest fear that now with Arthur S. DeMullis, that people are going to start getting their wages cut, their benefits cut, that prices are going to go up for the customers, people are going to start getting laid off?
Yes. The current board of directors is in Arthur S.'s pocket, and after getting rid of Arthur T., they replaced him with two people who are now co-CEOs. One man, Jim Gooch, basically ran Radio Shack into the ground. In 2012, Forbes magazine listed him as number 5 on the list of America's worst CEOs. The other one, a Felicia Thornton, she ran Albertsons into the ground. One of her lost jobs, she escaped with a multi-million-dollar golden parachute. In her wake, hundreds of workers were left without jobs. Our concern is that these two people are not known for growing a company. They are known for acquisitions, mergers, and liquidations. They have no track record of making a company grow. So we as employees, we have no faith in them. One, they're outsiders. They don't know our culture. They don't know us. Two, we see them as key holders for Arthur S. We're very afraid that Arthur S., in his vindictiveness, he eventually wants to sell us out to the highest bidder. And the two CEOs in place right now, they're going to aid him in that venture.
Mark, I can tell you this right now. You're 110% right. You're spot on. I know I've done some research on these two co-CEOs. Look, I'll tell you what they are. You bring these people in to basically drive a company into the ground, to pick it clean, to basically sell off its assets, line your pockets, and then leave. And the fact that many of you are going to lose your jobs, that many of you are going to be out on the streets, that many of you are maybe going to lose your homes, your college tuitions, your benefits, your health care, they couldn't care less. They absolutely couldn't care less. And look, that's why I'm with you guys 110%. But I got to ask you this, Mark. Do you think you guys can apply enough pressure to make the board back down? Because from what I'm reading in media accounts, it does look like Arthur S. DeMullis has the board behind him on this.
He does, but as one of our fire division had said recently at one of our rallies, 25,000 workers plus all the customers against a handful of people. How can we not win? Right now we're going with faith alone, Jeff. We see the writing on the wall of these two CEOs. We know the track record, so we feel we have nothing to lose. Listen, better men than I have already lost their jobs. Men like Bill Marsden, Joe Rockwell, men who stood in the trenches with Telemachus to make this company what it was years ago. Their firings were the opening salvo from the other side. It wasn't until we began to protest that they fired, 10 more high-ranking, individuals who've been around for 30, 45 years. So their initial actions basically struck at our heart. They fired RDT, Joe Rockwell, Bill Marsden, and it was at that point we realized we were in deep trouble, and we had no choice but to fight for our company.
Mark, I want to help you guys as much as I can. Tell me, there's a major rally on Friday, correct?
I'm losing track. There probably is.
Okay, because that's what I read in the Globe. That's what I read in the Herald. There's a major rally on Friday. Mark, that's what I want. What are you guys planning to do next? What's your next phase in this operation to put as much pressure to restore RDT and save Market Basket?
Well, the last rally we had, the word was shut it down.
Just boycott it completely.
We've asked customers, and many of them have really supported us. They're not shopping with us. Our sales have been down a lot.
Okay.
And the whole idea is to make the board feel the heat. When the board sees the money's not coming in, they may renege on their actions.
Mark,
the whole idea is to get RDT back in position where he belongs, along with his men.
Mark, do me a favor. Stay in contact with us.
Absolutely.
There's a major rally on Friday. Let me know where that rally is. I'm going to announce it to Kuhner Country. We have our own. See, Mark, this is what happens when you start becoming a third world banana state. All we had, our last recourse now is everybody's rallying now. So
right.
We have a major rally on Saturday to protest the invasion of illegal immigrants coming into this state. By the way, I'll bet you dollars to donuts, Mark. When they start laying people off at Market Basket, you know who they're going to replace them with? Many of those illegals at half your wages.
Well,
Guaranteed. Guaranteed. But Mark, let that go. I digress. Mark, so we got a major rally on Saturday up at the steps of the State House to protest this invasion of illegal immigrants. Mark, let us help you. Some of our people can come reinforce your lines on Friday. Maybe some of your people can join us on Saturday. Because we're fighting a common enemy here, Mark.
Hey, I got Saturday off.
So, Mark, let us know where the rally is on Friday. I'm going to announce it to Kuhner Country, and pretty soon, Mark, this is going to be like Guatemala. We have to rally about 2 or 3 times a week if we want anything done, Mark.
I know. And the sad part is, we're really treated better than a union corporation. We do so well. And these jobs are so well coveted, and people know. I mean, if somebody leaves the company, they move, whatever, they know our reputation as workers. If we go someplace, we're snatched really quick. That's our work ethic, Jeff. It really is.
Mark, listen, you guys, you don't have to tell me. My wife is a huge Market Basket fan. Believe me, you guys do incredible work. You guys are phenomenal. You guys are the embodiment of the American worker and the American spirit. So, Mark, listen, I stand with you. I'm urging everybody in Kuhner Country, boycott Market Basket. Let us starve them and force them to do the right thing and bring back RDT.
Thanks, Jeff.
Mark, God bless you, my friend. Keep us posted. We want to send as many people as possible to that rally on Friday.
You got it. I'll be in touch, sir.
All right. Take care.
You too.
Keep up the fight, Mark. 617-266-6868 is the number. 650 on the great WRKO. Market Basket. Do you agree with the boycott? Do you stand with the workers? I want to hear from you, Kuhner Country. All of your calls. Next. 6:55 here on the great WRKO. Jeff Kuhner, Boston's Bulldozer. You can text us, by the way, at 680-680. This is a great text from 617, I think nails it to a T. Jeff, we all need to root for Arthur T. and his team. Just think what it will prove if they prevail. It will show that growing a business from the ground up and treating your employees like a valuable asset is still the American way and the way that ultimately wins out. Bingo. Bingo. You want this thing in a nutshell. I'll give it to you in a nutshell. This is small business free market capitalism against economic globalization. And what we've seen over the last 25 years are these big multinationals, or in this case, huge supermarket chain stores, gut people's wages, gut people's benefits, bring in illegal immigrants. You see, that's why big business and big labor and big government, they want all these illegals coming in. Because when you start gutting people's wages, not giving them a living wage, you get the illegals to take their jobs. And they'll do it for a half or 2/3 of what an American worker will do. And what RDT is showing is you can make a lot of money, you can grow a business, you can expand a business by the exact opposite. Paying your workers well, encouraging your workers, treating your workers well, giving them bonuses, giving them good pay packages and benefit packages, giving a good quality product at a good price. No, they just want to come in there and plunder this thing to the ground. That's what Arthur S. and his people want. Make billions of dollars, put it in their pocket, and blank you. 617-266-6868 is the number. Dave, you're up next. Thanks for holding. Welcome.
Yes. I once worked for the Howard Johnson Company back in the 60s and 70s when the Sun took over. He ravaged the company, then sold it to a company in England, and they sold the rest of it, and we were all out of jobs. And we were well paid. Back then, you were making $8 to $10 an hour. That's more than the minimum wage now. And that's what happens. These companies be taken over by somebody else. They're just there to make a quick buck and leave you holding the bag. And that's what's going to happen to Market Basket unless these people stand up to them. And I'm one of the people who shop there, and I won't shop there anymore.
God bless you. Until RDT is restored, I'm urging everybody, do not spend a cent, a nickel at Market Basket. The company will become will become worthless. Then what is Arthur S. DeMullis going to do? You've got nothing to sell. Nobody wants to buy your product. Nobody wants to buy your company. So then you can drive it into the ground. You can sell it off piece by piece. And so hopefully then someone on the board is going to say, we were making a lot of money with RDT. Let's just go back to making money with RDT and forget the billions because we're not going to make the billions. Andy, you're up next. Thanks for holding. Welcome.
Hey, Jeff, Andy in the truck. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, Andy?
Excellent. I had a quick question before my comments. Is Market Basket a union shop?
No, it's non-union.
It's not. So we know now that the union making that offer to quote-unquote help them was to get their foot in the door later on to unionize all the markets then, right? And secondly, I had a quick thought on this. Where are all the people that rallied in Boston for months and months in the quote-unquote Occupy movement that were rallying against evil capitalists that take advantage of people? Where are all the university professors that gave kids extra credit to go down there and rally against the evil capitalists? The Market Basket and RDT, it seems to me, is the perfect example of treating your workers well, paying them well, so A, unions can't get in, so that's how you protect your business with that, right? And two, is that you have people that actually can make a living and by choice stay, and that's what America's all about. I mean, it's a free country. People who own businesses can do whatever they want, right? But this is the way we stand up to not only corporate vultures that take advantage of the people and their choice by standing up and rallying together, but this is what we do for the government as well.
Bingo. Look, this is a war on the American worker. And Market Basket, this is a battle, this embodies the battle in America right now. Are we going to have a working class, an American worker with a living wage who can feed and provide for his or her family? Or are we just going to be overrun by illegals and everybody's flipping hamburgers and nobody can make any money or go on welfare? Do you want a working population or a population on welfare? That's the battle right now. I stand with Market Basket and RDT. Where do you stand, Boston? We'll continue with this into the next segment. 617-266-6868. Let's take it to Angela Anderson in the newsroom.
News at the top and bottom. Talk in between.
Yes, it is. Thank me very much. Go right ahead, my friend.
This is AM 680 WRKO, Boston.
.706 here on the great WRKO and now on 93.7 HD2. Hour 2 of the Kuhner Report. 617-266-6868 is the number. You can text us at 680-680. My friends, we're going to stay on this Market Basket story at least for another segment. As you know, the employees at Market Basket, managers, workers, truck drivers, you name it, everyone now is going on strike, or many of them are. They're urging customers to boycott Market Basket, and the reason is obvious. Their beloved CEO, or former CEO, Artie T. DeMullis, was ousted in a power struggle with the board, controlled by his rival cousin, Arthur S. DeMullis. Arthur S. DeMullis essentially wants to leverage Market Basket. He has brought in some vulture capitalists as his new co-CEOs to plunder the company, drive it into the ground, amass huge debt, billions of dollars, siphon off, sell off the company chunk by chunk by chunk, as these investors will come in and just basically pillage the company, pick it clean. Wages are going to be cut. Benefits are going to be slashed. Prices for customers are going to go up. Market Basket has the best prices if you want to buy food. Phenomenal service. Very good quality products. Their produce is superb. Their meats are superb. And so obviously now an institution here in Massachusetts that services many poor, low-income communities, whereby they can buy good food at a very reasonable price, is now being jeopardized. And for what? What's the problem? Was RDT making money? Yes. Was the company growing? Yes. Were they putting up one grocery store after another? Yes. Were the workers happy? You better believe it. Were they being well paid? Yes. Were they happy with their bonuses and their payment packages and the profit sharing? Yes. Do they have great benefits? Yes. Do they work extremely hard? Yes. The customers, were they happy? Was there a complaint from the customer end? It's packed. I dare you to find me one Market Basket during the day where it's all 37 aisles are not packed. It's packed. My wife always says, she goes, Jeff, I love Market Basket, but man, there's people everywhere all the time. Yes, because you get great deals. All for greed and spite. Because Arthur S. DeMullis wants to stick it to his cousin RDT. And because now he knows if you leverage, because it's got no debt. You see, RDT ran Market Basket the way Henry Ford and other great titans of capitalism used to run businesses in America. No debt. Debt-free. Provide a good product at a very reasonable price. Treat your workers well. Pay them well so they work hard and they can buy your product. Give the American worker a livable wage, an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. Now he wants to plunder and bleed the company white. He now sees billions of dollars in front of him. He's almost like a modern-day Gordon Gekko, the Michael Douglas character out of Wall Street. And as this is going on, why am I standing with the workers at Market Basket? Because I see the future of America in this fight. Because looming around them in the shadows are all of the illegal immigrants, the millions of them that have been flooding this country for the last 25 years, and now recently many of them pouring across the border, being dumped in this state. Because that's who are now taking these jobs. When Arthur S. DeMola says wages are too high, prices are too low, benefits are too high, you don't like it, we're going to fire you. Who do you think he's going to replace them with? He can get illegals from El Salvador or Guatemala or Honduras to work at half the wage. And that's how they start making their big money on the backs of the workers and on the backs of the community. This Saturday, we will be holding a major rally at the steps of the State House from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. to protest the illegal invasion of our state. I am asking everybody in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, please show up. We need your support. To the workers at Market Basket, there's talk now of a major rally for you on Friday. Let me know the time. Let me know the location. I will announce it to Kuhner Country because your fight is my fight. 617-266-6868. Tom, you're up next. Thanks for holding. Welcome. Hello, Tom. Brittany, did we lose? Have we lost something here? Or, hello? Hi, Tom?
No, this is Jamie.
Oh, Jamie. Okay, I'm sorry. We're having a bit of a computer glitch here. Hi, Jamie.
Problem.
Go ahead.
5 people in my family currently work for Market Basket, and they're at both ends of the spectrum. My mom has worked there for 28 years. She relocated from Ohio. She came to live with us and was able to find employment, able to find a stable place, a place where she could work and, and be self-supporting. And my kids work in Market Basket. And that's one thing that's kind of getting lost in the equation. Since 2008, who has been able to find jobs? College graduates are having a harder time finding jobs, I know because I have them in my house, than some of my 14-year-old kids who have been able to go to Market Basket with their work permits and get a job and get a start and learn the value of work.
Jamie, I'm with you. I mean, it's just young people today can't find work. That's what I mean. This guy, Market Basket's hiring everybody. Young, old, middle, it doesn't matter. Middle class, working class, young, old, black, white, brown. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. They're hiring everybody because it's a growing, successful company. And you see, instead of nurturing it, developing it, appreciating it, cultivating it, what do these guys at the board see? Smash it. You know what it is? It's like the goose that lays the golden egg. And every day it lays out one beautiful golden egg. But they see that goose and they say, hey, we can get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eggs right away out of it. And then run off with the eggs. And then the goose dies. There. That's the mentality driving the board. Frankly, that's the mentality that's been driving this entire country into the ground for the last 25 years. Enough is enough. I stand with the workers at Market Basket. Where do you stand, Boston? Tom, you're up next. Thanks for holding and welcome.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, Tom.
My name is Tom Trainer, and I was one of the 8 executives fired Sunday night by Courier.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Now, why were you fired?
Well, they're saying I disrupted the company.
Now, and why did they say you disrupted the companies? Did you call for a strike?
No, and we haven't called for a strike. It's not considered a strike. It's a work action. I really don't know. There was no explanation given. I had a courier show up at my house. My wife and my youngest daughter were on the front porch with me. The guy handed me an unsealed manila envelope, and inside was my termination papers.
Wow. Tom, did they give what was their formal reason for why they just terminated you like this?
Well, the only reason I saw was their press release the next day saying that there was some individuals fired for disrupting the company and its business with its customers.
Unbelievable.
After 41 years.
After 41 years. I guess, now, Tom, were you outspoken about the ouster of RDT?
Oh, for sure. So I've been outspoken for a year since the board shift.
And Tom, what do you think the reason why they got rid of you was just they didn't like the fact that you were so outspoken?
My feeling is that they're going by the textbook example of how to take over and destroy a company, and the first thing you do is calm everybody down, straighten the ship out, go around for a week or two and say, I know this is a tough transition, we'll get through it. And then some insurrection arises. So you go to the chapter in the textbook that says, what do you do if you get some insurrection? Well, you fire the top guys. And then everybody will fold like a house of cards. Well, guess what? It didn't fold. It galvanized people.
Oh, Tom, they lit a fire.
Oh, they lit a big fire. They lit a fire when they fired ATD, Bill Marsden, and Joe Rockwell, and then 6 other executives resigned. They threw gasoline on it when they fired us 8.
Now, Tom, how are you holding out now? Do you have any hope that the employees, that your people can prevail and that RDT will be restored?
I am so proud of our employees to take this stand and put their necks on the line. And, I mean, the customer boycott has been terrific. The stores are dead. There's no product in the stores. I mean, I don't know how this board can look at this with their fiduciary responsibility and not act on this. This is negligence.
Tom,
they know what's happening and they're not doing anything about it.
Tom, I gotta ask you this question again, because to me this just blows my mind. I mean, it's mind bending. It's unbelievable. So you've been working at Market Basket for 41 years, correct?
You just talked to that lady before, and she said they hire people at 14. I started at 14 years old in the Chelmsford store bagging groceries.
Wow. Okay, so you started at 14. You've been working there 41 years. You've been a loyal employee, a hardworking, dedicated employee. And then because you don't like the changes going on, it's a free country, you have freedom of speech. Apparently that was too much for the board. They didn't even give you the courtesy of a phone call?
Nope.
They just sent you a courier letter. That's it.
On Sunday night at 6 o'clock.
Tom, I don't want to get too personal, but they give you some kind of a compensation package, or was it just blank you, you're gone?
I have not even gotten the money due to me by U.S. Department of Labor, my 2 weeks remaining vacation.
You didn't even get your 2 weeks vacation? Nothing. Not even 2 weeks vacation? All
that was in that envelope was my termination letter, and a no trespass order. I can't even shop at our stores. And
You can't even shop at Market Basket.
No. Well, I couldn't right now anyway because there's nothing on the shelves.
No, I understand that. But if there was product on the shelves, so you...
No, I'm not allowed even on the parking lot.
Not even allowed on the parking lot?
No.
These are fascist thugs.
Oh, yeah.
Tom, was there like a picture of a middle finger in there, Tom? Did they put that in there as well, or...?
Yeah. They probably should have. But,
Unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. And, we are going to have a rally on Friday, and it's going to be at
Tom, where?
9 a.m.
9 a.m.
At the Tewksbury Stadium Plaza store at 10 Main Street in Tewksbury. It's right off of 495, exit 38 off of 495.
Tom, before I let you go, can you stay on the line? Give your information to Brittany again. I'm going to be blasting this now for the next 2 days. I want as many people to show. I'd love to see an army show up at that rally at 9 o'clock on Friday.
Well, we had 6,000 people or so at the last one, and we want this one to be more than that.
I'm with you, buddy.
There's plenty of parking, and it's not owned. The property's not owned by DSM, so I can go on that parking lot. I just can't go in the market.
Tom, now, as you know, because like I said before to another one of your former employees, or actually he was an employee, he's not a former one, but he's an employee, I said, this is becoming like Guatemala here. All we do now is protest and rally all the time. So, Tom, like in these third world countries, we have to help one another. I go to your rally, you go to my rally. So
I got nothing else to do, so.
We're holding a major rally on Saturday to protest the wave of illegal immigrants flooding our state, Tom. So maybe we can show up at yours, and then your people can join up and show up at ours.
Good idea. I think that's a great idea.
Tom, hang tough, and hopefully, God willing, we can beat him. We can restore RDT, and you and everyone else that was fired unlawfully, immorally, unjustly can get your jobs back.
Yep, I appreciate that.
And I commend you for your courage, Tom. Keep it up, my friend. God bless you.
Thank you.
Stay on the line, please, Tom. Stay on the line.
Okay.
Okay. Brittany, please get all that contact info down. 617-266-6868 is the number. More with your calls next. Don't touch that dial. 7:26 now on the great WRKO. Jeff Kuhner, Boston's bulldozer. My friends, there's going to be a major Market Basket Rally this Friday, 9 a.m. on 10 Main Street in Tewksbury. It's on exit 38, just off of 495. Please show your support and solidarity with the employees and customers of Market Basket. It's time we stood up to the greedy cultural capitalist culture vultures, the vulture capitalists that are trying to run Market Basket into the ground and take away people's jobs. 617-266-6868. Bill, you're up next. Thanks for holding. Welcome.
Hello.
Hey, Bill, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi, Bill.
Oh, Jeff.
Hi.
Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
You've done a very well explaining the Market Basket on the employees and the customers. But there's another side to it, Jeff, is the suppliers, the local suppliers. Market Basket has been very loyal to the local suppliers. I happen to be in the agricultural business, and they have had farmers delivering things to them for 30 years. And they are very fair as far as the payment goes for your product. They will sell for a fair price for the farmer and a fair price for them. Because if anybody knows the produce business, the prices of produce fluctuates tremendously on the wholesale end. But they come up with a price that's fair for both parties, and then they'll buy most everything off there. Some farmers are like 90% of their stuff goes to Market Basket, and this has affected them at that point. But my point of this call was just to say they've also treated their suppliers very fairly.
Thank you for that call, Bill.
Yeah, one more thing I would add. So
Sure.
You mentioned the quality of their product.
Yes.
Anybody in the business knows their inspection process when you deliver the produce to their dock is the toughest inspection you're going to get in the produce business.
Oh, Bill, believe me, I know. I mean, I believe it. Because when Grace brings home whatever it is, tomatoes, lettuce, grapefruit, oranges, apples, I mean, they're phenomenal. I mean, they're phenomenal. The grapes, incredible. Incredible. Table grapes, incredible. I mean, I have diabetes. I can't eat all of it, but I'm just, it's incredible. No, and what I find incredible is here you have workers fighting to keep their jobs, keep their benefits, keep their wages, and to keep a company giving good quality food, servicing many low working class neighborhoods. Where's Chief Spreading Bull? Where's Elizabeth Warren? Where's the chief? Defending the 99%, defending the so-called middle class that keeps getting hammered. Where's Mini-Me? Where's the governor? Where's the Diablo Duvall? Oh, he's too busy concerning himself with the foreigners, the illegal immigrants that are rampaging through our state. You see, that's where his loyalty is. That's where her loyalty is. To strangers and illegals and criminals, and not to the very working people in their own state. Tom, you're up next. Thanks for holding. Go ahead, Tom.
Jeff, this is what's going on in America now. You mentioned Ford Motor Company. Half of Ford Motor Company's in China now. Bill Gates, the richest guy in the world. Microsoft, most of their business is done overseas. He just got through announcing laying off 18,000 Americans last week. Mitt Romney made $500 million doing stuff, coming into companies and taking them over like that. That's what's going on in America.
Thank you for that, Tom, for that call, Tom. That's why it's time that people fight back, and that's why I stand with the workers at Market Basket. 617-266-6868, 7:30 on the great WRKO. More with your calls next. 7:38 here on the great WRKO. Jeff Kuhner, Boston's bulldozer. The Market Basket boycott. Do you agree? Disagree? Do you stand with the workers? Will you be shopping at Market Basket? I want to hear from you. 617-266-6868. Matt, you're up next. Thanks for holding. Welcome.
Hey, Jeff.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
As always, great job this morning. So, I live in New Hampshire, and within the past 3 years, 3 Market Baskets opened up. One in Hooksett, one in Bedford, and one in Manchester. And these stores are absolutely beautiful. They're phenomenal. The parking is great. They're just absolutely beautiful stores. Every lane is open all the time. There's no big lines.
Oh, really?
Their selection of, beef and vegetables and seafood. They have, exotic meats that you can't find at Hannaford's or Shaw's or Stop and Shop. And their prices on their items are not just cents on the dollar. They're dollars cheaper on the same products. So, I just have to, tell you that. When I go home, my daughter wants to go there just so she can ride the horsey carousel and go there. And when you check out in the line, the nice ladies at the registers, they give my daughter a little sticker and they draw a smiley face on that. Where do you go? It's like old-fashioned customer service, So, if you let these ultra capitalists take over, Market Baskets is going to end up like a Hannaford's or a Shaw's or a Stop and Shop. Exactly. All the prices are going to go up, and they're going to be the same prices.
And lousy customer service.
Yeah,
Matt, for example, we have a local, my wife does the heavy shopping at Market Basket. That's where she goes to get, the meats, the produce, the fruits, because you get great quality at a good price. There is a local Stop and Shop near our place, so if I need something fast and quick because it's accessible, I go. Talk about lousy service.
Yeah, because the employees walk around, you can just look in their eyes, you can tell they hate their job.
Oh, first of all, they're all unionized, so they all think their jobs are safe.
Absolutely.
And they don't hustle, they don't work, they don't smile, and good luck finding a cashier. It's almost all self-service. And then the 1 or 2 lanes that are open, Matt, the attitude they give you, they're always looking like they're looking at their watch like, I just can't wait to leave. I just can't wait to leave. And the shelves, they're hardly ever stocked.
Yeah. You go there and you find things that you can't find anywhere else, and they're cheap and they're fresh and they're nice. I swear, you let this capitalist take over, I'm going to be paying $1 for my daughter to ride the horse carousel instead of a quarter in the front of the store. It's going to be that bad. You know what's going to happen.
Oh no, I know prices are going to go up. You're going to see less employees, less workers, much lower pay. Pretty soon you're going to have the cashiers. You're going to comprende? No, I know comprende. Can somebody here speak? Somebody speak English? I don't understand what you're saying. To me, it's incredible. Here, I'll give you a quick example at Stop and Shop. Okay, very quick. I have breakfast in the morning, as you know. I like to have it about half an hour, 15 minutes before the show. So I like those little Cheerios in those little containers, and so I like to buy those little milk bottles, 1%. Not the big milk, just the little milk. Every time I go to my Stop and Shop, none of the little milks, the shelves, they're always empty. I can't tell you how many times I've pointed to an employee or a manager and say, look, it's empty. There's no whole milk. There's no 1% milk. There's no 2% milk. There's no chocolate milk. There's nothing. The little milk, the little milk bottles. Can somebody refill this? It's never refilled. Ever. I love Greek yogurt. Oh, good luck. On the weekends, good luck. It's like in the Soviet Union when I go to my local Stop and Shop. It's the milk aisle, the milk section. It's completely the dairy milk yogurt section. It's half empty. I swear, I'm thinking like, what is this, the old Soviet Union? Bread, forget, on the weekends at Stop and Shop, forget it. Forget it. I gotta go to CVS to get whole wheat bread. 617-266-6868 is the number. And that's what you want to turn Market Basket into. Donna, you're up next. Thanks for holding. Welcome.
Hey, Jeff. Remember months ago customers and employees signed a petition and overwhelmingly saved RDT from the board firing him? They've been trying to do this for a long time. So now this board stupidly is trying to override the customers' and employees' wishes. Then this board, I've talked to people, the board is unavailable to the management there. None of them can see the board people or even talk to them. Two of them are some of the worst-rated CEOs in the USA, known for divesting in mergers. RDT was there for them. A couple people said some stories that he's helped with more than a few employees on their mortgages. Another manager's daughter was in a major car accident. RDT, this is a top guy. He goes to the manager and he says, is she in the best hospital? Do we need to move her to a better place? Do we? Not do you, but do we? This is a local mass market. Stop and Shop and Shaw, as you know, are owned by big foreign mega corporations, and we sure don't need more of them. So I got a news flash for that board. You can fire every employee, but you can't fire us customers. And what good is it going to be on the board if it's half the size or nothing? We can bring you down, and we can outweigh you. You bring in Artie. I mean, we're not going to walk in and tell Artie and all of them who are fired or returned with all their benefits and pay. When Artie's back in town, I lay money on it. That man will rehire every one of them. So that board can go sit on that one. They've pissed us off.
Very well said, Donna. You want our business back? Bring back RDT. I just want to, because just, I don't want you to think, look, I go to Stop and Shop. I have to. It's close by. I mean, I'm not saying it's complete garbage. But when you compare it to Market Basket, there's no comparison. Here, let me just read you a text. 978. Jeff, I live in Methuen, and there is a Market Basket and Stop and Shop side by side. The people that work at Stop and Shop at the registers, yes, are kids that look miserable, yes, and don't want to be there. They will never smile or even say hello, yes. Every time I go into Market Basket, someone says hello, and they are always willing to help you out. Oh, I know. I have to say, they don't have the prices of Market Basket, but sometimes I will go to a Big Y. I like Big Y. Very good customer service. People are nice. They're friendly. The shelves are always stocked. They have good quality stuff. And you see what I like? You know what I love about Big Y and Market Basket? It's a hands-on business. It's not a faceless corporation. They're tied into the local community. They care about their customers. It's not all about the bottom line all the time. 617-266-6868. And I got to say, the meat at Big Y, phenomenal. Nicole, thanks for holding. Welcome.
Hi, Jeff. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So I just wanted to say, as a customer, I live in Broadford, Mass. In the city of Haverhill, there's 3 Market Baskets. It's the only supermarket chain we have there. And after work yesterday, I went to one of the Market Baskets and held a sign to help out the employees, because they do feel what they're doing is history in the making. My daughter actually, that was her first job when she was old enough, and she worked there for 2 years, and she's received management training there that I believe she will take with her through her jobs for the rest of her working career, no matter what she does. I will say, from a customer standpoint, I feel like the management that is still left needs to kind of send a coherent message to the other stores so that they're all on the same page. I am a member of some of the, Save RDT and some of the Facebook pages. And yesterday, I get that there's a lot of emotion, and in the heat of the moment, people may say and do things that afterwards they're like, you know what, maybe I let things get the better of me. And I know that they're all in, and it's, I 100%, I will never set foot in a Market Basket if they don't bring RDT back, which, is inconvenient, but that's what I'll do because I believe in what they're trying to do, and I stand behind them as a customer for 20-plus years. But I do think, they need to have some kind of coherent message on, okay, what's the next step? What are we going to do between now and Friday? What are we going to do for the next hour? Especially when the security team shows up that the CEOs have hired to kind of monitor things and record. That video with Jack DeMoss yesterday in one of the stores, the end of it when they followed him out to the parking lot and they followed him out to his car, and it was kind of like a mob mentality. That's the part that is kind of questionable. But again, I get what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, Nicole, people are very angry. Emotions run high. People say and do things later. In retrospect, they wish they hadn't. But no, look, I think their message should be loud and clear and very simple. Bring back RDT. We will not go back to work until you bring back RDT. Period. Arthur T. DeMullis. We want him back as the president and CEO. Period. Full stop. And the customers of Market Basket will not return until you bring back RDT. It's that simple. So, Arthur S., take your $50 million, go to whatever. There's beautiful places in Greece, get a nice villa. Hey, Greece is cheap now for rich people like you. It's a bankrupt country. So go on a nice Greek island, have a nice villa, have some nice souvlaki and tzatziki, have a good time, have a little bit of ouzo, drink a little ouzo, and let RDT do what RDT does best, which is grow Market Basket. Sandy, you're up next. Welcome.
Jeff, I won't take long. I think it's kind of ironic that I'm talking to you about this subject because you and I talked about a month ago about Facebook. And I said that at that time that, for awareness, it was a great tool. Well, I have to tell you that weeks ago I posted on Facebook, I calculated how much my family and I spent at Market Basket over the last 20 years, and I'm hooked to that place. But like the Valdez and never shopping at Exxon again and BP, never buying gas from them again, I will ban this store forever if they don't do the right thing. And I have written letters to Market Basket. In fact, I even think that I spoke to the gentleman that was fired, the local Market Basket at Ashland is a remarkable store, and their employees are so kind and so polite and so helpful that I told a manager and then went to the regional, and then I wrote a letter, and I got a phone call back from corporate. And I named names of people that have helped me and gone out of their way when they were busy and never made you feel like you were not important. And, good management teaches from the top down, and his employees are a reflection of him. His kindness, his generous, they are a reflection of him, and I hope to God that this symbol that they're doing goes nationwide. I think it's amazing, and I'm pulling for him. And that's it.
Thank you very much, Sandy. No, I've said this before. It's incredible what a good boss can do. You can inspire people, you can motivate people, you can energize people. Jesus said this. I don't want to start, it's not, Jeff, don't turn, it's not Sunday. Look, Jesus said this. Treat others as you would have others treat you. It's the golden rule. You treat people well, and they will treat you twice as well in return. And honestly, that's a motto I've lived by. And you can ask Cooksey and Brittany that. You can say whatever you want about Jeff Kuhner, but with my colleagues, I treat them first class. And honestly, it's not just because I want to do it, because it's the morally right thing to do. Brittany will break her back for this show. Cooksey will break his back for this show. They have pride in working for this show. When was the last time we Americans had pride in working for our company? The people at Market Basket are proud to be employees at Market Basket, and that's a tribute to RDT. And that's why if Arthur S. DeMullis has a shred of dignity or integrity left, do the right thing, step down, and bring RDT back. 7:52 on the great WRKO. More with your calls next. 7:57 here on the great WRKO. Ben, you're up next on the Kuhner Report. Thanks for holding and welcome.
Hey, good morning, Jeff.
Hey, Ben.
This is a real example of more than what seems obvious. This is an example of what the college education and the business classes is doing to the business model of this country. You know, you don't have to be an MBA to know that these brainiacs and these intellects that are trying to take over this billion-dollar corporation think that they can simply cut costs and the profit and the gross volume of income is going to remain the same. But it's not. I mean, I worked for Demoulas years ago as a contractor. You'd be on the back loading dock, and those you could eat off the floors off those loading docks because Mike Demoulas would do random checks, and he'd fire people if those docks were messy. And now we used to go for Purity Supreme, the old Purity Supreme. I don't know if you remember that store. And it was disgusting on the back. So it was clearly an example of how companies, you know, really prospered and how the business model prospered in this country. And they think they're simply just going to, you know, squeeze a little bit more profit out of the company that's going to have the same cash flow and volume, but they won't. I mean, they're going to make more money if they just returned everything the way it was.
Bingo.
Because
Bingo.
At the end of the game, no matter what these brainiacs and with their college degrees and their business degrees that are taught by all these, liberal professors believe, they are not going to get more profit at the end of all this. They're just not. It won't be the same store.
Ben, in the long term, Market Basket makes a lot more money with RDT than without RDT. My friends, if you can, try to show solidarity with the employees at Market Basket. There is a major Market Basket rally this Friday, 9 a.m. on 10 Main Street in Tewksbury. It's exit 38, just off of the 495. Joe, you're up next. Go.
Hey, long time, first time.
Oh,
I really like your show. And I don't know if it's been touched on, but Arthur T., he really worked. He started out as a butcher's, I believe it was a butcher's assistant, and worked his way up through the company. He didn't get any special treatment like Arthur S. Arthur S. kind of stayed in the background. And Arthur T., the reason why so many people love him is because he's worked as hard as they have. And he's worked 6 to 6 every single day. And that's why the whole company as a whole really respect that man.
Thank you very much for that call, Joe. Honestly, he reminds me a bit of my dad and my granddad and his mentality, his outlook, his work ethic, his values. I tell you, I sympathize with RDT on so many ways. It's not even funny. Now, instead of, I want my EBT, it's I bring back RDT. Let's roll it, Brittany. Come on, let's go. Boston, let's all sing together. Bring back RDT. 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 Brittany says I'm really offbeat. You think? No? I should have been a singer. It was my natural calling.
Bring back RDT.
Bring back RDT. Bring back RDT. It's a thriller. Bring back RDT. 8 o'clock on the great WRKO. Artie, that's for you, my friend. 617-266-6868. Don't touch that dial. A lot more coming up. Let's take it to Angela in the newsroom.
News at the top and bottom. Talk in between.
Executing assigned host duties flawlessly because I can't do wrong.
This is AM 680 WRKO, Boston.